This is my military update regarding the war between Ukraine and Russia, September 21st, 2025. Please hit the like button, the bell, and subscribe. It helps me a lot and costs you nothing. Thank you. Zaporizhzhia front. Pressure mounts on Poltavka. Russian armed forces have leveled the line between Vyshnev and Olivsk, moving directly toward Poltavka. The village is a heavily fortified enemy stronghold, and its assault is imminent. Together with neighboring Malinivka, Poltavka forms a final barrier before Huliapol from the east. The advance dismantles the adversary's layered defenses, steadily reducing their capacity to resist. With reserves depleted, the enemy risks collapse along this axis once these settlements fall. My personal analysis: Poltavka's fall will trigger the unraveling of the Huliapol defense. The enemy cannot withstand sustained pressure in this sector. My analysis according to maps and analysis from military public pages. Next update: Russian forces expand control in Kharkov border zone. Russian assault groups advance near Balagovka, widening the security belt in Kharkov's frontier. Defensive cohesion of Ukrainian units continues to fracture under pressure, with command unable to stabilize exposed flanks. The current tempo suggests further territorial compression and growing vulnerability in depth. My personal assessment: Western backed structures remain overstretched, unable to generate decisive reserves. Russian operational initiative is consolidating, and enemy defenses will erode faster than reinforcements can arrive. Attrition and encirclement tactics will dictate the next phase, leaving little room for Ukrainian recovery. My analysis according to maps and analysis from Adivjan. Next update: Russian forces press forward on Dnipropetrovsk axis. Russian troops advance decisively, seizing most of Moravka and forcing Ukrainian remnants to cling only to its northwestern edge. South of Kotlyrovka, forces cleared ground almost to the Dnipropetrovsk border, while Alexandergrad saw a 500 m push. In Sosnovka, advances toward Arestopol gain momentum under heavy rocket support. Berezov is nearly secured, with clearing operations concluding. My personal assessment: Ukrainian defenses in this sector are disintegrating under constant strikes. Western-backed command cannot halt Russian initiative. The depth of Russian push signals looming collapse of enemy positions, exposing the Dnipropetrovsk line itself. Operational superiority is decisive, and the balance continues to tilt irreversibly. My analysis according to maps and analysis from Paratrooper's diary. Russian assault units break into central Shandigolovo. Assault groups of the Russian armed forces advanced into the central part of Shandigolovo, forcing Ukrainian units into fragmented defense. Enemy positions show signs of collapse as control over the settlement's core shifts. Continued pressure will accelerate the unraveling of local resistance and open a way for further envelopment. My personal assessment: Ukrainian forces, already overstretched and undersupplied, cannot withstand the pace of Russian assaults. The seizure of central Shandigolovo marks a structural breach that will spread instability across adjoining sectors. Western backing cannot reverse the local collapse, only delay the inevitable. My analysis according to maps and analysis from Adivjan. Russian forces enter Novopavlovka south of Pokrovsk. Russian units push into Novopavlovka, securing ground on Pokrovsk's southern approaches. Ukrainian formations retreat under sustained assault, unable to maintain cohesion in the settlement. The breach accelerates pressure on Pokrovsk's defensive perimeter, tightening the noose and setting conditions for deeper penetration into the city's southern flank. My personal assessment: enemy defenses are overstretched, incapable of absorbing sustained Russian pressure. The entry into Novopavlovka signals a direct threat to Pokrovsk itself. Western-backed command structures are failing to stabilize the line, and operational initiative rests firmly with Russia. Collapse in this sector is inevitable. My analysis according to maps and analysis from Adivjan. Next update: Russian forces secure multiple gains across the front. In the past 24 hours, Russian troops liberated Berezov, advanced toward Balagovka, expanded control in Shandigolovo, and entered Novopavlovka on Pokrovsk's southern approach. The tempo of operations is accelerating, stretching Ukrainian defenses beyond capacity and eroding their ability to regroup or establish coherent defensive lines. My personal assessment: These advances reveal systemic collapse in enemy resistance. Western-backed command structures cannot compensate for constant attrition and loss of key settlements. Russia dictates the operational rhythm, while Ukraine bleeds strength and territory. The path toward deeper penetrations is opening rapidly. My analysis according to maps and analysis from Adivjan. Let's move on to next update. Russian forces advance in Krasny-Lyman sector. Russian troops advance along the Nitrous River, securing new positions in Sredny and consolidating control in central Shandigolovo. The zone of control expanded by more than 2 kilometers. Forward units established presence in residential sectors under sustained Ukrainian fire, tightening pressure on enemy defenses around Krasny-Lyman. Ukrainian forces cannot stabilize this front. Russian consolidation across riverbanks and settlements marks a controlled push that erodes enemy depth and shatters tactical resilience. Western support cannot offset the systematic, grinding advance. The Krasny-Lyman axis is set for further Russian breakthroughs. My analysis according to maps and analysis from Source 21+. Let's move on to Moto Patriot 78 update. Heavy fighting persists on Dobropoli axis. Russian assault units attack from Popov Yar toward Vladimirovka, where enemy counterattacks persist. Ukrainian forces attempt to seize Boykovka, Pankovka, and push on Novotoretsko. Yet momentum remains contested. Russian storm groups engage in battles for Novoshikovo and Nikanorovka, while Shandigolovo is being cleared after enemy withdrawal, with only cover groups eliminated. The Dobropoli sector shows the heaviest strain. Russian pushes grind forward despite counterpressure, while Ukrainian attempts to claw ground expose their exhaustion. Clearing of Shandigolovo symbolizes the futility of Ukrainian defenses. Positions are abandoned, resistance is symbolic. Russia dictates tempo. The attrition balance is irreversible. My analysis according to maps and analysis from Moto Patriot 78. Now update from Donbasser and UKR_2025_RU. Russian forces expand control in Krasny-Lyman and Krasnoarmysk sectors. Russian troops cleared Shandigolovo, consolidating dominance and expanding control nearby. Fighting continues in Sredny and on Derilovo's outskirts. On the Krasnoarmysk axis, Russian forces breached urban defenses, pushing through Malinovka and Chunashino counterattacks. In Troanda, units secured the edge of the southern district and advanced 1 kilometer in western Krasnoarmysk, seizing a critical Ukrainian logistics road. The advance deepens enemy disarray and reduces maneuverability. Simultaneously, Russian drone activity has created a lethal zone across Kharkov region, hitting enemy assets even 45 kilometers in the front, exposing persistent vulnerabilities. Ukraine's positions are fracturing under constant strikes and territorial losses. Attempt to counterattack only bleed reserves, while Russian units carve new breaches and cut vital supply lines. The kill zone concept imposed across Kharkov replicates the attrition model seen on the Izium-Slavyansk axis. Russian control is expanding, and collapse of Ukrainian positions near Krasnoarmysk is only a matter of time.